Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah al-Amin. Ladies and gentlemen, our dear members, good evening to everybody. In fact, this is our third meeting regarding our World Scoop training. So far, we have covered the lecture one, which consists of the basic 6 sentences, the academic writing, and those sentences were chosen by the course designer because they believe those are the most important sentences in academic writing. Therefore, it's very important for everybody then to go through them, and then in the same time we have covered the commas as well. I'm putting the timer. We have covered the commas, and then we say the commas are, we have covered them, and we say it is one of the most important punctuation, and it is also most people misuse it. That's the reason, because they don't know where to put them, or possibly they have like some problem. Actually, people are misunderstanding it, and the issue is misunderstanding always about the commas. Therefore, we say it functions in a 3 categories, or more than 3, 4 or 5. But the most important categories were separate items in a list, or set of introductory and non-restrictive information from a main clause, or even it could be used to serve to coordinate and subordinate information related to where commas are required. Today, we're going to expand on that further. We're not going to introduce something new apart from more advice on what we have covered, particularly about the non-restrictive. I think I will go through the non-restrictive quickly so people can understand the new topic today. First of all, let me share the screen quickly so people can know what we're doing. So we say the non-restrictive. We have the we can use the commas as well for non-restrictive information, or to introduce non-restrictive information. The general guidelines we say about the non-restrictive is called non-restrictive if it can be omitted. The information that is introduced between the main clause or the main topic can be omitted or neglected. Therefore, we have like here Jenny, and we have kissed Adam. We can say the complete sentence is Jenny kissed Adam, which is mean Adam could be her friend, her brother, or whatever. That's the example. But we have put like extra information in between those 2 commas, and those information can be called non-restrictive, as we said that last time, actually, in our last meeting or last workshop. And then in the same time, we have John run home. This is a complete sentence, but we put something is called non-restrictive in between, which is mean tearful and miserable, run home. Because if you take this one out, the one that between the 2 sentences, that is mean the sentence meaning is complete. Whereas if you took like kiss Adam or run home, the sentence meaning is not complete. Therefore, the non-restrictive is a phrase or something you can introduce to maintain clarity. It's not maintaining clarity, just to give extra meaning for the sentence. That's what we have covered last time. And then there is many examples. We have gone through them, and we say the non-restrictive where they have like a different functions in non-restrictive stuff. But today's lecture is going to be completely different, which is could be like a more advice on what we have covered so far. Particularly why I've gone through the non-restrictive now, because those are the things that related to non-restrictive. Therefore, this is the thing now. More advice, because we have like many writers. Many writers are they use sometimes they use the comma in the wrong places, and that's the problem. So we say many writers use either too few or too often, too many commas. A sentence always loses clarity if you use more commas where it's not supposed to be, or if you omit them, you neglect them. That means as well you will lose clarity of the sentence or of the meaning of the sentence. To reduce comma errors, whenever information is added to a main clause, the right decision must be made. Errors often occur. For example, when information is punctuated as if it were non-restrictive when it is not. So you should consider can you consider these following examples? We have like example A and example B. What they can tell. Example A says the horse, and then there is two commas between that runs the fastest, and then after that just we have wins the race. And then the second, Tina's horse, which had never won before, ran the fastest. Let us consider those two. The non-restrictive the information that in between the commas, if we take them out, the meaning of the sentence is complete. That is mean is complete. The first one, we can call it casual connection, which is a restrictive, and it is not non-restrictive. Why? I will explain the reason in the comment that I've written down there. Those are the reason. And then in the same time, the other one, the number B, it is completely restrictive. And the reason as well, just we will explain it now. So both of these sentences may appear correct, but example A is wrong. Initially, it may seem that you should apply the general guideline about punctuation, non-restrictive information, learning workshop 2 because omitting the phrases that runs the fastest leaves the complete sentence, which is the complete sentence is the horse wins the race. We leave it incomplete. We always find though there is exceptions to the general guidelines. There is some exceptions. In example A, treating the phrase that runs the fastest as non-restrictive, it will obscures the meaning of the sentence because the phrase that run the fastest makes a casual necessary. Okay, casual. And then the casuals are explained in English. The necessary connection to the main clause. If information conveys a casual connection, we call this one restrictive in English. Restrictive information does not require commas. Whereas in example B, which had never won before, must be put between commas because it is non-restrictive. Because we have restrictive and we have non-restrictive, guys. The restrictive one, if you take the restrictive, the meaning of the sentence will completely lost, and that's the problem about the restrictive. Okay, so what we've said here, by applying the general rules. Oh, let me make it big a little bit for you guys. So by applying the general those are the example. By applying the general guidelines provided in workshop 2 regarding the non-restrictive, example A is not correct, as omitting the phrase that runs the fastest leaves the sentence incomplete, which is the horse wins the race. However, there may be some exceptions to the general guidelines, creating the phrase that runs the fastest as non-restrictive obscures the meaning of the sentence because the phrase that runs the fastest makes a casual or necessary connection to the main clause. If information conveys a casual is called a restrictive. If any information convey or content of a casual, in English it calls restrictive. It's not non-restrictive, restrictive. Example B, we say it is non-restrictive and the commas use is okay. Whereas in the example A, it's not okay. So we have like more examples as well for this one. For instance, you may not want to set off information from the main clause precisely because you want to suggest a casual links. If you can study the following example as well, travel with 3 children is tiring. So you can omit the comma here, or you can use it as well. Traveling with 3 children. You can put the commas, you can put it before, with, and after children. So travel with 3 children is tiring. And then in the second one is being put, travel with a few exceptions is expensive. In example A, travel is tiring is a complete sentence. So it might appear that with 3 children should be treated as a non-restrictive information. Yet, if you want the sentence to assert that travel is always tiring with the 3 children in the vehicle, then you omit the commas and treat with 3 children as restrictive information. In example B, the phrase with exceptions is non-restrictive. The first one is the first one is restrictive, as we explained, and then the second one is non-restrictive. And the reason, because the non-restrictive, if you take the information, the meaning is complete. Travel is expensive. If you say travel is expensive, it doesn't mean any, it doesn't make any sense, isn't it? Travel is very expensive. Which travel? But travel with expenses, it is non-restrictive. It is non-restrictive because you can say travel is travel is expensive is complete, and with few exceptions is extra information. That's mean non-restrictive. Whereas travel with 3 children is tiring. If you say travel is tiring, which type of traveling is tiring? And that's the problem. Therefore, uh, uh, in more you can there's more example as well. This one is an example. Science classes, which are now required of all students, take up one afternoon a week for laboratory work. This one, the information which are now required of all students, those are the information. The example above demonstrate that you retain a measure of discretion about how a sentence might be punctuated. In this case, the sentence does not lose clarity with or without. So this is the situation that I would like to explain more. The thing is, here you can put the punctuation before which and after students, or you can omit them. If you omit them, it's okay. The meaning still is complete. And if you do take them, I think the meaning is still, it will be complete. Science classes take up one afternoon a week for laboratory work, or science classes, which are now required for all students, take up one afternoon a week for laboratory work. And then we have another example as well. You can say this one, as we say, you can omit the comma or you can leave it. It can be restrictive, it can be non-restrictive. It can be non-restrictive or it can be restrictive. Okay, books, it depends on your judgment actually. And please make a correct judgment. Books that say something about the world are the only kind worth reading. So here in this example above, it is not difficult to decide if the commas add to or detract from sentence clarity. Okay, as soon as you remove the phrase that say something about the world, so it's not gonna it depends on your judgment as well. So you can omit the commas or you can leave them. What the basic sentence makes no sense clearly because the sentence requires a phrase for the sentence to make sense. It would be treated as restrictive information. This one, it can be treated as restrictive information, and so you can omit the commas or you can leave them. It doesn't matter at all. So more advice on that as well. So on the example provided in this box, every question that has reasonable answer is justifiable. Every question that has reasonable answer is justifiable. So that's mean, so you can use the commas or you can omit them as well. In both examples, good arguments can be made in support of each evasion. So the judgment that you need to make is which of the two works best. So all of the examples above indicated the indicated that achieving clarity, even with sentences structures, requires both though and skill. By practicing with simple structures, you will become skillful at controlling the more complex sentences that you will inevitably want to produce. You should see why the phrases that will inevitably want to produce in the preceding sentence is not set off from the main clause as well. So therefore, what I will say, I think I thought those advice are worthwhile to mention. Therefore, just have decided then to separate them in a different lecture, because those are regarding lecture 3. But the thing is, just I did not want to go through that lecture 3 because it's too long, and then we will cover the lecture 3 later on, actually in due time. But the thing is, just now, because we want to consolidate your knowledge, and we want you to do some revision and go through what you've been explained through those workshop, so you can practice the commas, you can consolidate your knowledge, you can do everything on that, and then after that, just we can take you further, because the next one is it's not difficult, but the thing is just you will build up your knowledge upon the previous knowledge that you have learned. So the thing is just I would strongly advise you to go back and read and watch the videos and do the exercise for yourself if you can, and that will be helpful for yourself as well, so you can understand the next topic, which is very, very important, which is called coherent. And before that, just I would like to advise people actually to go through uh, or just there is another exercise as well. I'll upload all those documents together in our file sections, so you can go through the exercise, you can go through the note, what has been explained, what is being explained here, and then from there, just if you have any question, you can drop your comment down on our YouTube or anywhere actually on the group as well. We will be able to answer you then, and that's the thing. So this is your homework practice, okay? And then we will meet next time actually in a completely new topic. It's not going to be the same topic, because the topic that we covered so far is two topic. One of them was the sentences, the 6 sentences, and the second topic was about the punctuations. That does not necessarily mean that we're not going to study punctuation, because there is more punctuation coming up, but it's not in this lecture, or it's not neither in the next lecture. It will be in the forthcoming lectures actually. So for this reason, we want people to go and to build up their knowledge gradually, so you can become like a cautious and comfortable writer, and that's the most important thing for everybody now. But apart from that, just we have like a couple of announcements. I would like to mention that, which I can see is very important. The reason why I've given this meeting today, because we having like a lecture coming up actually. Either the lecture will take place on Monday or Sunday, to be confirmed later, with a guest lecturer who's gonna introduce or present the topic, actually the topic in our group there. So for this reason, I think I've thought it's better than for us than to go through this topic now on Friday, and then we will give you like 1 week or more than 1 week to go through what you've covered so far. Therefore, when we come for the next lecture, or for the next training, we will be able to understand what is being covered and what is on there and everything like that, because that's very important. Because the knowledge is a building up process, because you're building upon what you have learned from the simple structure to the complex structure. So for this reason, you need like a time to go through what we've been saying actually during the last 2 weeks, because it's very important for your own benefit actually. And then in the same time, I will introduce this book, for people. Then if I think it's not that very expensive. It's nearly £9 GP, British GP. I don't know outside how much is that gonna cost. But the thing is, just if you order it in Amazon or eBay, I think you will get it cheap as well, because you can find like a used one. This one I bought it from a proper library, therefore, or a bookshop. Therefore, I think it's better than for you than if you can go through to one of the Amazon or anything like that. You can find it cheaper, £2 or whatever. And sometimes if you can go to Google, I think there are some people who can sell like electronic copy in Google. If I found that, I will put the link down for you. Then you can go and buy it. It could be like £1 or 99 pence or anything like that. So you can buy it. It's very important because it covers all the grammatical structures inside. And then most of the grammatical structures are here. So the basic structures that you need. And then the sentences, whatever is there. And then there's another book as well I would advise people to go for, to go and buy it, is Cambridge English Grammar in Use. That one is a useful one as well. Because, with grammar, if you have like a good grammar, you will be able to link the sentences in a clear manner. And then at the same time, the only thing that you need is just now the punctuation. And then after that, just you can go further. Then for that, you can do the coherent. Because next lecture, I think we'll be doing the coherence. Let me show you the lectures coming up. Coherent, what is that? Just one moment, if I can do that. Where is it? Yes, that's the one. If I can minimize that to make it clear for everybody to read it, that will be helpful. Yes. Yes. So, share. Therefore, guys, so far we have completed 2 topics, and I promise that I will do 6 lectures from this one, because I believe those 6 lectures are the most important thing. So lecture 1, we did writing complete sentence, which is mean you will become like an effective writer. And then workshop 2, we have done clarity, how to use the commas, controlling ideas, and breaking bad habits. That's the most important thing. And then the third one today, we have done the first part of the third lecture, but we have combined all those lectures in workshop 2, which is mean we have done more advice on commas. Whereas next time I will do something is called paragraph coherence and how to use a topic sentence. That's the most important thing. And then from now onward, is all the topic will be about coherence, where you can introduce the commas and those stuff, and the rest of the punctuation, because you have the semicolons as well, semicolons or semicolons. You have the comma with 2 points on it, or with 1 point on it, how to use it as well. I think we will go through that as well later on. And then you have all those topics actually to cover. And in lecture 4, you have building more complex paragraphs, how to use transition words and phrases. More on paragraph coherence, that's the lecture 5, how to focus and define ideas using subordinate clauses. And then you have like lecture 6, and I will see if I can stop at 6 or I will go beyond 6. Effective strategies for linking sentence and ideas. Improve thinking and writing. Define ideas. Create complex sentence structures using the colon, colon and semicolon, is if you can remember that. Improve thinking and writing. Divide and conquer. Write astonishing sentence structures. Coordinate ideas with the semicolon. Okay. Impress your friends. Use your brackets and dashes. Correctly generate interesting ideas the essay way. Choosing your word carefully. Be an active writer. Proofread. Accurate. or perish. I'll stop the sharing. So all those topics, I think we will go. I will see if I'm free if I will be free at that time. I think I will be able to continue to lecture 10. But if not, I'm not going to. Just I will stop at 6 because those I believe those are the most important thing for everybody then. So and the reason why we have introduced this topic for you then to be able to do your proofreading for yourself, and then in the same time just you can enhance and develop your writing skills, and then in the same time you can become like an academic cautious writer, so you can judge yourself and you can ask yourself whether the comma is correct, if it's not correct, if the sentence is correct or not. Because nowadays if you submitted an essay, there is something that's called Turnitin. It will check your plagiarism, and then in the same time if you know paraphrasing people's word or the essays or the tasks that you brought from different assignments, and then you put them like at it as it was, I don't think that you will be able to get the good mark, and then you will be caught as a plagiarize. So and you don't want to plagiarizing in your essays. You want to write something clear and better, and stand at a standard level. So for this, we're giving these lectures or we're giving this training. Although I'm not a sophisticated person, I'm not a person who's this topic, who's a professional in this topic, but still just I managed to deliver it in a training basis or in a training basis or in a workshop basis, so we can help people to develop their writing skills or their academic writing skills. So a couple of things that I would like to mention as well. We have like some people asking for help regarding the studies. We have people who have asked for advice on their destination, and they need like a clear orientation from you guys. Please, when there is a post like that from somebody from outside, we have approved it. Please give your say, give your comment, so you can help the others actually to get. And one of the reasons why we have this group is to share ideas, to exchange our ideas together, to give you advice and you can give us advice, and that's the thing. And one of the professional things actually in this group. So interaction is very important. If you can interact, because I've noticed that people are not interacting. Sometimes you can put a post, you can see like 400 people have seen it, but nobody's interacted, and that's a big problem for everybody. You know, the thing, we need to build a trust between us and you, and between us and between the others. So we need to discuss, because the interaction and the discussion together on the group will help us and will make us go further actually. And the thing is, it's very important for us and for everybody to consider this matter, because you can discuss in Arabic, you can discuss in English, you can discuss in your language. As long as we can understand you, that will be helpful. That's not a big problem, because we know we're coming from an environment where we have like many languages, and we came from a different environment. Therefore, that's very important. If you can interact with us, and if you can share your knowledge with us, if you can give advice and so on, and then everybody's welcome to give. If you decide to give like a lecture or anything like that, contact the group, and then we will be able then to organize a suitable time for you to host you in the group, and we will give you like an access to do your knowledge, or to deliver your knowledge actually to the audience. And that's the thing, everybody's welcome, everybody is welcome. Let me explain that in Arabic. يلا يا شباب. طبعا زي ما قلنا، لانه في ناس بتسال اسئله، في واحدين بيسالوا اسئله يعني دارين يدعمون ماديا، وفي واحدين بيسالوا اسئله عاوزين اسئله يعني انه دارين اجوبه على اساس انه يقدروا يعملوا سيت للديستنيشن بتاعهم. زي واحد من الشباب انه داري يمتحن علمي ولا ادبي ولا غيره، في نهايه المطاف عاوز ادفايس. يا جماعه نحن عاوزين الناس تشارك يعني بالمعلومات اللي عندها. اي معلومه عندك بدل ما تقوم تخليها، احسن خليك انتراكتيف معانا، وخلي انه الدسكشن يمشي كويس، والناس تقدر تقدر تقدم معلومه، وانصح الناس، ادوا الناس النصائح الموجوده، لانه دي الطريقه الوحيده. لانه واحد بيكون هناك عايشين في الناس الموجودين في الجروب هنا الممبرز، علشان يقدروا يساعدوه ويدوه يعني مثلا يعني اورينتيشن او يوجهوه توجيه كويس. فعاوزين من الناس انها تقدر تشارك وتقدر تتكلم وتقدر تساهم مع الناس في الاراء وتوري الناس. يلا الحاجه الثانيه داير اقول شنو، يعني اي واحد فيكم هنا ويلكم انه داير يقدم اي ماده في داخل الجروب، مرحب بك. يعني بس المادة بشرط إنه ما تكون مادة سياسية، ما تكون عندها علاقة بشنو بالمشاكل السياسية وكده. يعني أي مادة عاوز تقدمها يعني أكاديمية، يعني you're more than welcome. عاوزين أي واحد يعني ممكن يقدر يشارك، ممكن يعني، لأنه في الجروب شايف فيه أكثر من كم 30 دكتور. يعني في مجموعة بتاعت بي اتش دي هولدرز كتار جدا جدا، واحدين في السعودية، واحدين في دول أوروبا، واحدين في أمريكا، كلهم موجودين في داخل الجروب وشفناهم يعني من بقول شنو الاستاتستيك اللي جاتنا هنا. ونتمنى كده ان شاء الله يا جماعه الناس تشارك باراء وتحاول توجه، لانه العمليه بتاعت التعليم عمليه الشاركيه مع بعض. ما نحن اعلم ناس ولا نحن افهم ناس ولا كده، وكلنا مع بعض يعني نقدر نكمل بعض ونقدر ننصح بعض ونقدر نمشي لقدام. يعني اراء الناس مرحب بها يا جماعه في داخل الجروب. وحاولوا بقدر الامكان قدموا يا جماعه، لانه نحن محتاجين برضه لناس انه يقدموا. فعلا حصلت لنا مشاكل كثيره، لانه الناس اللي كنا عاوزينهم يقدموا من السودان يعني بيواجهوا مشكله بتاعت انترنت، ما قدرنا ندعمهم. تدعم منه وتخلي منه، دي المشكله هنا. لانه لنا ممكن لو قدمت حاجه بسيطه تقدر تنفع بها زول بهناك، لكن يعني نحن ذاتنا يعني امكانياتنا الماديه شويه كده يعني على قدرنا كده، وعاملين الشغل ده بيقولوا شنو يعني متطوعين، تطوع خاص. والحبه انه يتطوع ويساعدنا في الجروب برضه مرحب به. وبنحب انه الناس كلها تحاول تقدم وتقدم الاسهامات الموجوده على انك تقدر تساعد الناس الورا، والناس يقدروا يستفيدوا، لانه بطبيعه الحال كثير من الناس يعني قدروا يعني لقوا تعليم كويس جدا برا في اوروبا، وعاوزين الناس يعني يعكسوا الرؤيه بتاعت التعليم دي يودوها بغادي هناك في السودان ويساعدوا الناس بغادي هناك. اتمنى ان شاء الله كلامي ده يعني الناس تاخذه في غير الاعتبار وتساعد الاخوه بغادي هناك ان شاء الله. تسلموا كثير. فالحاجه الثانيه يعني جاوبوا للناس دي، لانه شايف الجروب يعني في الجروب الاحصائيه بتقول انه الناس اللي شاهدوا البوست او البوست وصل لمجموعه من الناس، يعني مثلا 400 و500 600، لكن للاسف الشديد الناس ما قاعده تعمل انتراكشن. وبالطريقه دي كده ما كويس يا جماعه. انتوا ساهموا يا جماعه، خلوا الناس تخلي الخجل وتطلع من الدائره بتاعت الكونسيرفاتيف دي، انك تكون متحفظ لزياده، دي ما كويسه. فحاولوا ساهموا ودوا الناس يعني اراءكم وكده، وايا كان الراي اذا كان كويس ولا كعب يعني مرحب به ومقبول يعني لدينا هنا. والناس بتحللوا في اطار انه شنو، في اطار القبول والرفض وكده في الاطار ده. الحاجه الاخيره اللي داير اقولها، اللي انت طولت على الناس، يا جماعه عملوا لنا لايك في داخل الفيس، وعملوا لنا لايك في شنو في اليوتيوب لما تحضروا القناه وتحضروا التوبيك. في نفس الوقت يا جماعه عاوزين الناس تعمل سبسكرايب، يعني لانه the more you subscribe the more it will be better for us and for everybody، علشان الناس تقدر تمشي لقدام وتقدر هنا. يعني دي الطريقه الوحيده اللي ممكن انت تقدر تشكر بها الناس اللي بيقدموا التوبيك، لانه المجموعه دي قاعد تاخذ زمنها وبتقعد فتره طويله، وبقدر الامكان قاعدين يقدموا الماده. والماده طالما انها هي تقدمت لك فبالتاكيد يعني فيها مجهود كبير جدا اتبذل. والمحاضر اللي بيجي من برا، اللي بيجي من محلات مختلفه، بيجي بيقدمه. فبالتاكيد يعني الناس زي برضه شنو يعني اجتهدوا اجتهاد كبير جدا عشان يجهزوا الماده، على الاقل اكثر من 5 ساعات ولا كم ساعه عشان تجهز لك ماده واحده تجي تقدمها للناس بالطريقه اللي انتم شفتوها دي، ما حاجه سهله. فيعني اقلها يعني الناس لو الشكر بس يكون بالطريقه شنو المالوفه، اللي هي تعمل لايك تعمل هناك. فقدام عندنا برامج يعني دايرين نطرحها بتاعت انه شنو الناس تعمل ريسيرش ويكون في جوائز، لكن حنطرحها في وقتها ما الان، لغايه ما نشوف نعمل سكيور للفند الدعومات ولا القروش اللي بتجي من وين، علشان نشوف القروش. يعني اذا لقينا قروش ولا اي حاجه زي دي، نعمل مثلا ريسيرش مشترك، يعني ناس تقوم تعلن عن توبيك ويعملوا مسابقة عن ريسيرش، والريسيرش ده يقوم يمشي لقدام، الناس تحاول تكتب، وبعدين تكون في لجنة بتقوم تشوف الأبحاث دي ويخطوا الجوائز الموجودة للأول والثاني مثلا. وكده بنكون شجعنا المسألة بتاعت الريسيرش، والناس بتخطها يعني بتحاول ترسل الريسيرش للجامعات الموجودة في السودان، باعتبار إنه دي ساهمت الناس هنا والمسابقات اللي قامت، والناس عملت ريسيرش في الموضوع الفلاني، والريسيرش بقى بيعطوا طريقة وعمل ادرس لياته مشكلة. فدي من الحاجات اللي حنطرحها لقدام ان شاء الله، وعاوزين الناس تحاول تمشي فيها. سواء كان في المواد التاريخيه، نحن هسه الان في السودان بنعيش ازمه بتاعت انه السودان يكون ولا ما يكون. فيعني في مشاكل اجتماعيه الناس عاوزه تحلها، في مشاكل مثلا اقتصاديه الناس دايره تحلها، مشاكل سياسيه، لكن كلها في اطار شنو، في اطار الريسيرش. ما يكون outside of the research context، يعني لابد انها تكون في داخل شنو، في داخل الاطار بتاع الريسيرش، على اساس انه تخلي الناس تحاول بقدر الامكان تكون موضوعيه واكاديميه وجابت الافكار من شنو من شنو من مصادر وكده وكلام زي ده. فان شاء الله كده الفكره دي حنحاول نناقشها فيما بعد. عندنا ضيوف، ضيف حيتكلم عن اهميه الرياضه في مجتمعنا وكده. والضيف ده هو من الناس اللي مثلوا السودان في يوم من الايام، وهو بطل من ابطال السودان ورجل مشهور للناس. فان شاء الله حيجينا اما يوم الاثنين او يوم الاحد، يوم الاحد او يوم الاثنين حيقدم التوبيك ده. السبب اللي انا خليت انه قدمت المحاضره ابدر من الزمن. ففي نهايه المطاف يعني عاوزين الناس كده تعمل بقول شنو كومنت وشير وكده. المحاضره حتتقدم في الفيسبوك جوا، لكن حنخلي النسخه الثانيه حتكون شنو بتجي برضه هنا في شنو في اليوتيوب، على اساس انه الناس تقدر بقدر الامكان تحاول يعني تلقى الكواليتي بتاعت المشاهده وكده. تسلموا كثير، كترنا عليكم. وان شاء الله لنا لقاء في قادم الايام، ونشوفكم اما يوم الاحد او يوم الاثنين مع الضيف الجديد. ودمتم في رعايه الله، وان شاء الله ربنا ينفعكم بما ينفعنا وينفعكم كلنا بشنو بالحاجه اللي سمعناها وبالمواد اللي اتقدمت. ونشكر كل الناس اللي قدموا يعني قبل كده، واسهامات الناس كلها يعني في قيد الاعتبار، ومشكورين شديد. ابتداء من اخونا مصعب عوض الوكيل، واختنا هاجر عيسى، هاجر ابراهيم، الدكتور اسماعيل، الاخ محمد زروق، والمجموعه بتاعت الادمين، اخونا عبد الحميد، المجموعه بتاعت الهنا البوش مهندس نزار، والبروفيسور ابو صالح. الناس اللي شرفونا كلهم في الفترات اللي فاتت، يعني نشكرهم شديد الشكر. والاخوان يعني الاساتذه بتاع اللغه الانجليزيه، وائل بيوت والاخ يعني شكور كيتا، والبانا افريكانيزم طبعا، والاخ عبد العزيز، والاخوه شاركوا كلهم في الفترات اللي فاتت يعني، وقدموا لنا كم توبيك. نشكرهم كلهم بالانابه عن الجروب. ونشكركم انتم برضو كذلك للانجيجمنت وللمشاركه وكده يعني. ان شاء الله وربنا يجعل الكلام ده كله في ميزان حسناتكم، وفي ميزان حسنات المجموعه برضو القائمه بالامر ده. وربنا يجزيهم عنا خير وعنكم برضو خير ان شاء الله. بارك الله فيكم، وان شاء الله نتقابل في الويكند ان شاء الله. يلا السلام عليكم ورحمه الله.